Welcome back to the channel, family. Thank you for checking out this video. Today we have some yard work to do. It is currently March of 2022. At the time of recording this video, you may not be watching it then, but I'm letting you know that so that if you watch it later, you see or you have a frame of reference of when this actually took place. Today on the agenda will be to do a spring cleanup of a yard, concludes grass cutting, hedge trimming, and maybe even cutting some limbs back. They have some growth that is kind of on the house or a little bit over the house, so we're going to try to cut that back if able to reach it, because looking around, some of that seems to be a little bit out of reach. So let's do a walk around tour. All right, so this is the side of the house. Have some growth there. Not sure if we're gonna be able to cut all of that, but in particular that right there that is next to the chimney stack. Going to see if we can get that away and off of the house, as well as these bushes out front. They are overdue for trimming. Got a lot of trash along in here, so we'll be picking that up. Got a fence down, really can't do much about that. We'll have to report it back about it and go from there. Cool looking fountain here. And as you see, there's a lot more stuff along the fence line here. And yeah, not really sure what we can do about that. Just got to get permission and discussion with the owner about that one. And let's see what else we have. Got a tree. We'll probably actually cut some of those low limbs off that tree because that is way too close to the ground. And get some of this off of the fence line over here. And that'll be it for this yard. All right, so gonna get started and we'll go from there. I'm kind of looking at this tree. It has a lean to it. Doesn't, yeah, it's still alive. This just now the beginning of March, and so as you see there are some green leaves starting to show up on it. Well, actually no, that's that tree. Okay, so it might need to monitor this tree. What I tell people is that if it's summertime, springtime, you get the idea, the normal growing season, and there is no greenery on the leaves of that tree, or no greenery on the branches of that tree, the tree is probably dead. So monitor that one. It looks reasonably in shape. It just has this weird lean to it, but everything else seems fine and reasonable to be worked on. So gonna get started. All right, hedges have been cut. Next we'll do the trimming, as well as picking up of the trash that's around on the premises. A lot of trash is over on that side of the house for some reason or another, and yeah, going to do this edging and cutting where the lawnmower can't. All right, so pulled out the pole saw, did some trimming. As you see, got the lower branches off of that. Ideally, you should be able to, or at least an adult sized tree, you should be able to walk under said tree without hitting the branches. Thus, I trimmed off probably about the lower 8 feet, 7 to 8 feet or so of that. Same thing for this tree right here. Not sure if it's dead or alive or not. Well, it looks like it's alive. It's got some green up there. This here came from off of this fence line. And so I'm going to now try to move at least some of these smaller branches. That type of stuff will probably just have to stay put, as well as cutting the branches over here on the side of the house. As you see, in an attempt to keep all things from growing onto the house. I was looking at this tree right here, which is actually in or almost in contact with the house. Not sure if I should cut it. My chain has come off and I don't have the tool to adjust it right now. So for today, this tree will continue to stand. As for that, this and all this other stuff, we'll now drag it curb, because in the city of Montgomery, you are allowed to put limbs and so forth curbside, and the city will pick them up usually once a week. Sometimes they skip a week here and there. You know, with COVID, things makes things a little bit more difficult. All right, time to drag stuff to the street. Get those steps in. And that completes the cleanup. I still got my trash can here with some limbs in it, but the grass has been cut. This fence will get looked at in another day because there is still the base of the tree there that has fallen over, so it's crashed and collapsed this whole section here. So more than likely, based on discussions, we'll either want to tear it all out or tear it out and replace it with new fencing, at least wood fencing. And on the side over here, got this cleared out for the most part. The vines down there I think I need a bigger tool for that, so we'll have to work on that the other time. But that tree will remain, as I mentioned previously earlier, and if it really becomes a hazard, cut it back. Probably also need to consider cutting this one too, as it is making contact with the house. As far as the other things, the branches, a couple of these branches are a little bit too heavy for me to be able to lift, and so because my saw, the chain came off of the saw and I don't have the tool to put it back on there, I have to do that another time to try to get that out of here. But this is the remainder of the backyard, and that wraps things up for this video. I have pointed out a number of other things that I saw with the house itself that I have shared with the homeowner, and those will be addressed in due time. Probably need finances or whatever the case may be, but I've pointed them out. Really, there's some major deficiencies that could be a safety concern if someone wanted to wander on the property. So I've done my best to mitigate those at this point in time, but also made the homeowner aware, like, might want to get that addressed so that it does not become a bigger issue. If you are looking for your yard to be cleaned up and you are in the Montgomery area, feel free to reach out. The link to the website is down below in the description. From there, you can send a message or call or text us. Yes, we do receive text messages on the number on the business website, and we can schedule an appointment for you. Questions or comments, please drop those below. Thank you for watching. Also, please be sure to subscribe, you YouTubers, and for you Facebook people, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you.